Hello, hello! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another part of our Storykeepers Hidden Mystery. The first experimental game from Friendly Fox Studios, where we are dealing with a lot of hidden object scenes, let me just tell you that. What a long main chapter. I hope you stick around for those, and I hope you watch those, and if not, please do so. That was well, the story was good. I don't mind the story at all. The length, though, can be debatable. Anyway, that means we can take a look at the bonus chapter. So let's do that, shall we? So sit back and relax. Alright, let's see what this is all about. Once again, I went to visit Sherlock to play a game of chess, but our calm was interrupted by Beauty bursting in. Beauty, what has you so rattled? What happened? Oh, Mr. Holmes, I was practicing my dance near the fountain when I suddenly heard a deafening sound, and I rushed straight to you. A loud noise, you say? Let's examine the area near the fountain. Maybe we can determine the cause of this phenomenon. Great. Well, we'll definitely need something to cover our ears. The noise is unbearable. I'll use my experimental noise cancelling headphones, which allow me to read case files in complete silence. They should be around here somewhere. Alright, it looks like we got 2 new locations to visit. And we still have the same old locations from the main chapter, so that's a good, nice addition. Let me just check how many we need to combine. It's not a lot, so that's fine. It is a bonus chapter, so it's fine. Let me check the diary. There isn't any new entries, it looks like. Okay, let's head off, shall we? We're starting off with my nemesis. Alright, let's see. So we've got a microscope, teacup, and we have a chessboard. The bellows, a globe, the music stand, and a mask, an elephant, then we have the scarf. A fake mustache? No? They're not in their usual places. Door number. Scarf, fake mustache, headphones. Those are the ones we need. Here's the scarf. Let's see. What can we do? There's the music stand, cleverly hidden behind the curtain there. And here it is. Alright, so I found the headphones. Well done. I hope my headphones won't let me down. I think we're ready to head to the fountain and figure out the cause of the terrible noise. Let's go quickly. Beauty and I quickly followed Holmes to the fountain. Oh, I think I found something. Oh, what is it? Slimy substance. I need gloves to examine it. So we unlocked for the first new location in this bonus chapter, the fountain area. And we're starting off nice and easy with a normal checklist. Look at the details. Well, one thing is for certain. The visuals is a 10 out of 10. At least from my perspective, because I really like how they put small details everywhere in their hidden object scenes. I don't know if that's a normal thing from Friendly Fox. As I said in my main chapter videos, this is my first Friendly Fox game, so I have 0 reference to as how they look over in their normal Hobbit games. But Friendly Fox games have a high review score, so they're a sought after developer. So if this is the case and this is how they look over there, then I'll definitely take a look. I think I have some in my library. I'm not quite sure. I just buy some games. I really don't know where they come from and who's the developer is. Well, anyway, let's find these items. We've got a buck, a bow, bird feeder, and a pumpkin. Here's the pumpkin. So, a buck. That's gonna be interesting. Keys. Bird feeder. That depends on how the bird feeder looks like. They come on all sorts and shapes. And the buck. That is gonna be interesting. I hate small insects. At least to find them in the games. We've also got a duck. That's right there with its two little ducklings. A boot. And here are the gloves for Sherlock. There we go. The bird feeder. A bow. There it is. And a buck. What kind of buck are we looking for? Well, it doesn't look like we can follow the trails of birds because it's just sitting there. Let me just zoom in. Let's take a closer look. That's not a bug. That's a pest. I'm not quite sure as to, oh, there's the bug, a small scarab beetle. So this bird feeder, I'm not quite sure how it looks like. It could look like anything. Really, it could be a hanging, you know, those hanging trees, like houses, or it could be a small fountain, you know. Oh, there it is. Hit one of those. All right. I think I've encountered a similar substance before. If only I could remember where exactly. Maybe we should try collecting it to analyze it more thoroughly. Excellent idea, Beauty. May I ask you to fetch my research tools from my study? In the meantime, I'll continue examining the clues. There are so many examination tools in here. How will I ever find what I need? Let's figure that out. Alright, we got reversed letters. Fake mustache. Shoes, door number, and quill pen. Fake mustache, shoes. A globe. Camera. And a cap. Sherlock's cap. Trusty cap. That's over here. The music stand. Magnifier. Oh, I just saw that. Here's the quill pen. A hamster. There's those two. Test tubes. Let's take those. Globe and a hamster. Here's the hamster. That must be a very small globe inside the fireplace. Oh. It's glowing hot. There we go. Suddenly, Beauty heard a strange rustling sound and began to wonder if the monsters had returned. Hello? Who's there? It's just me, Hatter. There's trouble. Alice has been deafened and paralyzed by a terrible sound. She needs help. Mr. Holmes and I are investigating the same awful sound. He needs his research tools, but I can't find the microscope. Can you help me? Of course, the quicker we find the microscope, the sooner we can help Alice. I wonder who's causing this deafening sound. I think one of the merchants had a microscope. I hope they'll let me borrow it. Let's find that in the pitch darkness. We're starting off with a boat. Not the paper one. A lollipop. And we have a camera. The yarn. No. Perfume. A pocket watch. Here's the boat. A broom. There's the yarn. We also have a kite. And here's the microscope. And a watermelon. Doesn't look like the watermelon. Oh, it's right here. So now we just need that microscope. Wonder where they put it. Right here. Excellent. Sherlock, I have a terrible news. A loud sound has immobilized Alice, and she needs our help. I think I have an idea of what's happening, but I need to run some tests to be sure. I left my suitcase somewhere around here. It contains a very important book. Where could my suitcase have gone? The esteemed detective, always losing things. Yeah. Well, let's help him find it. So we got a fan, a boot, a mirror and a dog again, keys, and a map, the bird feeder, and here's the suitcase. Ah, it's the same one. Alright, then we got a fan. I think I saw it last time, I just can't remember where. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I remember wrong. No? That could have been cleverly hidden in this mask wig-like thing. It's probably hidden behind something. Oh, it's right there. Alright, so we found his suitcase. With the clues we found in my Monstropedia, I can finally reveal the truth. Let's combine these items into the Monstropedia. Alright. Next one is saving Alice. Monsters. Again. But we defeated the Void. Yes, we defeated the Void, but it seems it left behind some fragments in the form of monsters. It looks like we'll have to fight again. I think I know who attacked us. The Noggin still remain in Storyworld. Their deadly serenade can deafen and paralyze anyone who comes too close. The only way to subdue them is to play human music. Upon hearing, they hiss and run away. Alright, so the Noggin is still here. Quickly cover your ears. Let's go and banish it. Alright. 20 green and 15 red. Let's do that. Don't know if I'm doing it in right order. So we got both 2 times chains and an ice block to remove. That's definitely I only got 10 moves to go. So we're done with the red, now we just need the green. So maybe I should just focus on that. If it's possible. Alright, 3 to go. Let's see if we can get them. There we go. Alrighty. Sherlock and I managed to drive the Noggin away, but for how long? They undoubtedly return. Before they do, we need to bring Alice back to her senses. I think Lady Dracula can help us with that. I heard she went to the Troll Valley to gather new ingredients for her potions. Sherlock Beauty and I set off to Troll Valley to find Lady Dracula. You're all here. That means something is amiss. What has happened? The Noggin attacked Beauty and Alice's stories. Alice was unlucky. She's been paralyzed. We need your help. What a nightmare. I'll help. But first let me find some magical herbs. Poor Alice. Luckily I know where to find helpful magical herbs. So we got another new location. Troll Valley. Let's go in there. Looks like a troll is living under the bridge. A stone in it, at least in a stone form. Alright, chessboard, envelope, a triple clef, an apple. Looks like the void residue is left behind. A pretzel, belt and binoculars. Magic herbs. And here's the apple. And the pretzel. So now we just need a belt. Right there. Great, now that I have the herbs, I need a mortar and pestle to grind them up. I think I saw something near the fountain. Let's start by looking there. Let me just check the diary first. Although Storyworld had been saved, it wasn't long before problems arose again. Beauty heard a strange sound near the fountain and had it reported that a loud noise had paralyzed Alice. Sherlock discovered that although the void has been destroyed, the Noggin still remained. Realizing that time was short, we set out to find Lady Dracula to use her knowledge of potions to save Alice. Alright. Let's go to the fountain. So, we have a map, the bird feeder, and some keys up here. A mirror, and the duck, the mortar and pestle, a pumpkin, and a feather. Convenient disguise inside the bird wing. And here's the mortar and pestle. This is so serene. Is the potion ready? Not yet. I need a cauldron to brew it in. Bring me one from my castle and I will begin preparations. Lady Dracula has quite a collection of interesting objects. Now where can I find a cauldron? Alright, let's check the Dracula's castles and see if we can find a cauldron. Silhouettes this time? Let's find these. Then we got the flower. And a spray bottle. And then we need the cauldrons up here. Just a few more steps and the potion will be ready for Alice. I need my magical red candles, but they seem to have gone missing. Lady Dracula, you're so devoted to your craft that you're always ready for a ritual. It's true, I just hope the candles weren't stolen. Not green, not blue, but red. We're looking for magical red candles. I wonder what makes them so special. Let's figure that out. Look how gorgeous this is. I really like the art style. I don't think I've stressed that out quite enough back in the main chapters, but wow. I really like how fully detailed everything is. I'm definitely going to check out another Friendly Fox game at some time. Alright, let's find a clock, the treble clef, the pretzel, a telescope. We've got a bear. I don't think you go for a bear. An envelope, a belt, and red candles. Something tells me we need more ingredient. One more ingredient. Am I correct? You are. The last ingredient is something that belongs to the monsters. Oh dear, this doesn't sound good. What could it be? Slime. Those knocking leave a trail of their strange slime everywhere they go. Don't worry, there's still some slime left at the fountain. I have the tools now to obtain another sample. Alright. In the pitch blackness, we got the feather. Model ship. Is that a cup? It looks like it's hanging. So I would assume it does that. Yes. I don't know what that is. We also got a boot. And the mirror. The bow. It isn't up here. I think that's the item that we need. So a boot, a strange thing, and a bow. I'm not quite sure what that sticking thing is. And I'm not sure if we picked it up before. Here's the bow. And the boot. Ah, there's a scroll here. It must be the map. A little silence, please, while I brew the potion. One mistake and Alice could remain petrified forever. Alright, let's combine these into a Dracula potion. Alright. The sound of music. Here, take the potion to Alice quickly. Lady Dracula's potion began to work instantly and reanimated Alice. Friends, you saved me. Thank you all, but what's going on? I thought we destroyed the void. We did, but as Sherlock discovered, fragments of the void had remained in the form of monsters. And to defeat them, we need music. What a nightmare. I want to help. Maybe this time we could play a record on a record player. Good idea, Alice. I know some records in Troll Valley. We can look for one there. I wonder if the style of music matters to the knockin'. Perhaps the more they hate it, the better. Alright, so we managed to save Alice. No new entries, okay. Let's go to the Troll Valley and find a record. Binoculars. We got a telescope. We got the bear. The clock. A chessboard. A belt. And an apple. And the record. Great, we have a record, but what can we play it on? I saw a gramophone near the fountain, but I think it might have been broken. What luck. Hopefully fixing it won't be too difficult. Let's figure that out. I'm sure I saw one somewhere around here. Alright, so we're back at the fountain in pitch blackness, and we got this map thing, which is right there. We got the keys. A rather large coffee cup. A pumpkin. Right there. We got a fan. It looks like it's folded out this time. And we got a bow. Not in two usual places. We got the boot. The player. And here's the fan. So now we just need a bow. There it is. Alright, so we found the gramophone. The gramophone is missing several key parts. Perhaps we can find replacements at the market. Let's figure that out. I hope gramophone needles don't command a high price these days. I'm prepared to haggle with the merchants if need be. Let's see if you're good at that. Alright. These starting scenes. So we need to find a horse. Standing right there. What is that? Is that a hat? It is. A pocket watch. A butterfly and a bird. A pear. And the lollipop. We've got a kite. And a broom. And then we have this, whatever that is, needles. So now we just need that kite. Right there. Alright, so we found the needles. That was easy. I haggled a bit and got a huge discount. When I mentioned the knock, the merchant was happy to give them to us for free. That was very generous. They understand the danger we're in. Now what else does the gramophone need? It will need a new trumpet, as this one is cracked. The trumpet has to be a specific diameter to work with the gramophone. I believe Thor might have what we need. Ah. Alright, this is just what I mentioned back in the late part of the main chapter. This darkness thing is way too much. Let's find these items. But I don't know if they are scripted or they are just randomly generated. So I have no idea. It could be that they're randomly generated, I don't know. But if that's the case, then I need to change that command a bit. Or coding a bit. Got the horse. Got the map. The sheep. The lighthouse. Starfish. And the canister. Or the stein. And then we need the trumpet. Right there. The gramophone should be ready to use now. It seems the record I found won't work for us. The melody is too soothing. It's unlikely to affect the knocking. I know a wonderful music shop. I'm sure we'll find exactly what we need there. There are so many different records to choose from. We have to be careful to pick music styles that will defeat the knocking. Alright, let's go and find one. Alright, the pocket watch. We have a broom. The horse. Perfume. And the camera. And the cat. The lollipop. Here's the record that we need, or at least a bunch of them. A cup. And a sunflower. Bunch of new items. Alright, so we need that perfume. No, that's not the one. Right there between the apples. I think we found that the first time when we were here. Alright, hopefully we can find some music that will scare away the knocking now. Now we have everything we need to scare out the knocking. We just need to decide what music to play. Alright, combine these into loud music. Next up is self-defense. I've heard that our stories are once again in danger and that you decided to face the knocking to get rid of them once and for all. Knocking are dangerous, so I would be happy to accompany you, but we need to arm ourselves just in case your gramophone plan doesn't work. I have a collection of high-quality swords. Their blades can cut through anything. After saving Alice, we began preparing for the final battle with the knocking. We found some records and restored a gramophone to play music that would subdue the knocking. We also armed ourselves for a potential battle, as Thor suggested. I was confident that with our team's experience and unity, we finally banished the knocking from Storyworld and restored peace to its pages. Well, let's hope we can do that. Let's search the ship for some swords. They're lying right here. But we're starting with a helm, the sheep, and the raven. Got a map, starfish, and the wheel. A little mermaid, a horn, and the swords, tree of life, and the horsey. Alright. The most dangerous weapon is the one you never see coming. I'll hide needles up my sleeve that have been dipped in the juices of a poisonous mushroom. Alright, let's find those. Got a clock. Got the belt. Chessboard. And bear in a new direction there. Pretzel. Mushroom. Binoculars and apple.